Hello everyone, my name is Caden and welcome back to more Robotics Notes Elite. Last time we completed the Frau ending, and with that, we've gotten all the endings that we can get by jumping around all over the place. But now, it's time to start Phase 9. Shall we? I really love giant robots. Phase 9, Exosphere Breaker. Akio's perspective.
Which one do you prefer? The white one or the red one? After some intense deliberation, I chose the red one. It was the first plastic model that my dad ever bought me. The red one. Zaku's Red Master Grade model. Of course, Big Sis chose the original Gundam. I was only 5 or 6 back then. Dad was going to buy one robot model each for Big Sis and me. But unlike my sister, I knew next to nothing about all the different kinds of robots back then. When Dad asked me if I wanted the white one or the red one, I said the red one on a whim. And so Big Sis ended up with the white one, letting out a triumphant cry of "Nicely done, Aki." The white one is the hero's mech, and it's more popular and taller and looks cooler, but I didn't find that out until later. To me, they were both cool. I was just happy that Dad bought them for us at all. It's almost certainly Dad's fault that I ended up turning into the kindergartner that I was. When we got home, Dad built the plastic models for us. He feared that Mom would definitely complain if he bought them for himself, so he used his kids as an excuse. He looked thrilled as he put together Big Sis's Gundam and my Zaku. A few months later, and us sisters had become hooked on playing with plastic models. We were obsessed with them, even though they weren't exactly girly. Every time we played together, it would always end the exact same way since Big Sis would enforce her own made-up rules. The red one is super fast! I'm the best Gundam pilot there is! I'm the best of the best! I told you can't use your beam, Aki. Only Gundam can use beam. Q! Headshot! What? No fair! Totally is. You can move 3 times faster than I can. I will win sometimes too. No, listen, Aki. Justice always prevails. That's just fate. Never forget that. Justice always prevails. That's so cool. Okay, Big Sis. I'll never forget. The way Big Sis stood up before me, white Gundam in hand, shining bright with triumphant light, was so incredibly cool. This is how I learned about the rules of victory, and the tragic beauty that was that person's, the pilot of the Red Machine's, fall. I'd argue that those play sessions ultimately defined who I am today. It's where me, Big Sis, and the Robotics Club began. So, hey, Big Sis, you better wait for me. I'm right on your tail. I opened the curtains vigorously. The gentle sunlight of early spring pours into my room. I look upon the many plastic models and figures that decorate my room one by one. The very first Zaku and Gundam that Dad bought for us that day are still safely stored here. Those small plastic models are where our journey began. And now, at long last, we finally achieved our dreams with our 8-meter-high giant robot. Alright, let's get going. For today is Gunbuild 2's first test run.
Zaku. The sky is clear and blue. The crisp winter weather isn't too bad. The exam takers should be faced first in their entrance exams at Kagoshima University right about now. As for me, I ended up spending New Year's without having chosen my post-graduation career path. Post-grad unemployment is pretty much a given now. Needless to say, my parents really got on my ass about it at the end of the year. Surprisingly, once I go to Tokyo for the expo, I don't think I'd mind setting up camp over there. Things will work out fine even if I don't go on to college. Nah, even I know I'm probably being naive.
Kai, what are you daydreaming about?
I'm daydreaming about the fact that I have to check Hiro. Akio. Osaki office. Alright, time to look at Tweepo. So apparently I don't actually need to worry about Tweepo anymore. I can answer however I so please at this point, I think. And it said that there are going to be bad endings. However, these endings do not require, like I don't have to answer. It doesn't. the way that they are phrased in the guide makes it sound like I don't need to worry about having Tweepo be used, but even if I mess up, I can just use the daily record thing, which is, the daily record just lets you choose whichever day to start on that you have active, so if I need to, I can just use this to redo it. But in regards to Tweepo, I'm free to answer however I wish now, apparently. And for the most part, in that case, I'm probably just going to keep the guide out of my way. And if I get really stuck, then I'll pull it back up. Otherwise, I'm thinking I might be done with it. Less than a month until the expo. Everyone has to be there today. That's an order. For about 2, but I refuse. Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. We have an emergency meeting in the morning today. I'm so hyped right now. It's finally done. They really did it in such a short amount of time. Kids these days. It's been 8 years. My dream of being the first president of the club is fulfilled in my 2nd year of being an advisor. I help raise the current students. Way to go, first president. I'm gonna be late to the meeting. Moving city to expo opening. Gant 2 by Renault from France is the first one to arrive. We get to see Gant 2 in person? This is exciting. Hurry up and open the expo. It's literally a super robot war, but with no fighting lol. I mean, more than 10 robots are gathering in Odaiba, right? It's the first time in history. As a generation that watched mech anime, I can't keep my cool. I want to see Prince X by Toyota. Don't be all jolly. The capital's still not fully back up from the solar storm. We shouldn't be doing an expo right now. If we had money, it should be used for repairs. You're showing a pretty side by talking about Robot Expo and whatnot, but the number of homeless people in Tokyo is at its highest in history. How do you explain that, Mr. Governor? There are more robots recently, right? Aqualiner is opening, but it's run by robots too, right? The number of robots are increasing, but at the same time, more robots are getting destroyed too. When I hear things like that, I picture Tokyo's peace and order getting worse. How's it doing? I live in the city, but it hasn't changed much. I feel that if it had been worse, the city would be at its end. It still has a calm look to it. There's still a lot of people out at night. It's really okay to open the expo like this. Oh god. This is an article from a while back, but I heard a little girl who was in a coma for 10 years was recently discovered. My delusions are running wild. Takumi! I mean, if I could sleep, if culture becomes common, I could literally... I'm snapping my own neck. Come on, arrive. 3 is a 10-year go to you get 20. Lighting Fest Nightheart, she is preaching about dreams from otaku, and I absolutely agree. Illegal lollies, utopia, the home. All we strive for. Everyone, no one will be able to judge you. Why would I ever lay my hands on my own daughter? She is my angel. I won't let anyone touch her. I won't allow any dirty hands to touch her. It doesn't that mean me too? I have dirty hands. What do I do? That means I can't have... Or else... Oh god! It's Karisu! Nightheart and Dash, could you not... If you're gonna continue spewing out your nonsensical illusions, I will crack your heads open and jam electrodes in there. Can't believe you're both still acting like this at your age. I think it'll take a while until a cold sleep machine would be available. The biggest risk comes when you detoast. I mean, defrost screwed up ores. I think it's possible to place someone in cold sleep with recent scientific advancements, but the hard part is thawing. You would have to do human experimentation and then find out what kind of results you get. Pretty sure if you went to recruit test subjects that there'll be tons all around the world. I think it's tech that's really desired, but scientists have morals and refuse to move forward with the tech because of that. It's the same as blaspheming God. Besides, if the source of sports Tokyo, it's likely 99% fake. I mean, the tester was a beautiful little girl. Stuff like that isn't a fairy tale or some otaku's delusions, you know. QED. Jesus Christ, I can't wait for this just to become the section of Karisu, Daru, and Takumi just all having a nonsensical, like, side conversation. Takumi is probably still running from the Committee of 300 while also indulging himself. Daru is just having a grand old time with his family. And then Karisu, I'm assuming she's probably just hanging out with Okabe and Mayushi. I keep forgetting her name sometimes for some reason. But these three are... What? I just find it funny that's these three. Like... I mean, it makes sense. They're all, like, the online people. Daru and Karisu, we already knew plenty about how they're online in Steins Gate. And then Takumi, we already know he was, like, the big... You know, he's Lightning Fast Nightheart of, friggin'... Oh, God, I already forgot the game's name. It was the game that existed in Chaos at Noah. But point is... He's like the best player in it. But I just find it funny that we have two characters from Steins Gate, and then it's just like, hey, Takumi's here too. It almost makes me a little sad that there's nobody from Chaos Child. I feel like it would be more like, I almost kind of wish that it was like 4 people. It would be like, I don't know, you could have friggin' Night, you could have Takumi, Daru, Kurisu, and I don't know who you could have as the final one, but obviously your choices I feel could include, I don't know, well, I was gonna say Takaru, but actually no, you can't have Takaru. I just remembered it. He's in jail right now. I completely forgot that. Isn't he still in jail? I'm pretty sure he's still in jail by the time this is done. Maybe you could do, oh, frick, I forgot her name again. What's Pink Hair's name? Gosh dang it. I gotta look up names for a second. What was Pink Hair's name? Chaos Child characters. Noe. Serika Noe. I mean, you could technically do a Noe. Maybe, I don't know. I guess thinking about it, there's not really anybody in Chaos. Actually, no, I'm so stupid. Who was the other girl? There's an obvious answer. I'm so stupid. What was her name? Why did I not think of this character? Hana! Why did I not remember Hana? Anyways, my rant is over. While we're at it, Zaku, a mass-produced enemy robot that appears in Mobile Jacket Gunband, comes in a multitude of variations, such as the generic mass-produced model, the red model that moves 3 times faster, and several others. By answer, current preloaded Tokara Islands that are located in Toshima Village, Kagoshima Prefecture, is an archipelago consisting of 7 residential islands and 5 uninhabited islands located between Tanegashima and the Amami Islands. There are no airports located on any of the islands. The only way to reach the islands is a ferry that operates only once every 3 years. Akio comes up beside me and peeks at my face. Despite being in the same hot water as I am, Madam President over here is totally cool and collected. Or she's probably just not thinking about it. I'm guessing she's too focused on the robot to be worried about anything else. I was just thinking about how it's the perfect temperature outside today. So, did you park your scooter?
Yep, today's our first test run, so it's finally your time to shine, Kai. Good luck.
You do realize I haven't even seen Model 2 in its complete form yet, right?
No worries, you can Sam as much as you want today. Looks aside, Gunbuild 1 doesn't even come close when it comes to performance. You're gonna get hyped too, Kai. I guarantee it.
Akio's in a really good mood today. She's clearly confident about how Model 2 turned out. Are we gonna have to deal with another huge crowd for the test run?
Nope, not this time. Looks like Mr. Candy learned his lesson after what happened last time. He wants to reveal Gunbuild 2 to the public only after we've confirmed that it runs properly.
She's referring to the president of Space Candy, Mr. Nagafukata Sumio. Akio calls him Mr. Candy for short.
Plus, I don't think anyone's willing to come all the way out to the edge of the island just to get a look.
We arrive at the entrance to the building to find Juna and Frau waiting for us.
Yashio-kun, Akio-chan, good morning.
Juna nods her head, a troubled expression on her face. Frau's clinging to Juna's legs. She looks as pale as a ghost. Konan-chan, are you feeling okay?
She must have gone carsick from Mr. Nagafukata's driving.
Juna points to the Thunder Emperor parked near the gate. Michi's sitting in the driver's seat with the window open so that all may hear his outrageous snores.
I'm gonna puke. That shitty advisor and his reckless driving will... There's no laughing matter. Didn't I tell you that riding with Michi was effectively suicide?
Frau got a taste of Michi's driving the very day she moved here. She really needs to hurry up and get a scooter license.
Where's Subaru? Oh, he's already inside. I think he came an hour early. Holy moly! He's pretty serious about this. I'm impressed.
I am kind of sad that there doesn't seem to have been... Like, I was fully expecting that each of the characters in the Robotics Club would get their own ending, so I'm honestly kind of sad that Subaru didn't get his own. Maybe you'll have a chapter focused on him, because, again, let's be real, regarding how all the different endings work, I'd consider them more just chapters.
Kite, how about you learn a thing or two from them?
Is that a request?
Huh?
Akio immediately realizes what I'm getting at. The expression on her face screaming, "Aw, crap." In that case, you'll have to be...
Forget it. Jun, Frabao, let's move.
Akio grabs Jun and Frau by the hands and pulls them inside the building. Boo. Coward. Granted, she knows better than anyone on how that would go. In that sense, she made the right choice. Actually, I wonder if Nai-san is here today. I'd love to get a set in if possible. Mal 2 isn't at the top of my list of priorities. I'll just leave Michi in the car. He's an adult. Whoa. As soon as I enter the building, I'm met with a blast of cool air and a completely finished giant robot.
Ta-da! Say hello to Gun Build Project Prototype Model 2. Gun Build 2 for short.
Whoa, this is nuts. Look at him! It honestly feels like Model 2 just kind of popped out of nowhere since I had so little to do with the construction. That being said, I did see the process unfold to a certain extent, I suppose. Assembly of Model 2 ramped up toward the end of last year. Its appearance practically oozes with the personality of its designer, Subaru. It does kind of... I was thinking, like... I feel like the outside of it makes me think more on how, his, hobby robot looked. It definitely loses out to Model 1 in terms of charm and impact. The first thing that pops out is how slim the body is. I mean, just look at the legs. There are open spaces in the shins. A complete 180 for Model 1's thick-ass legs. Plus, it just overall feels more robotic, if that makes any sense. It lacks any kind of decorative additions, like it was assembled with only the most necessary of parts. Basically, it looks like a robot for industrial use, not one you'd see in an anime. It does have a head, but only so it can hold an omnidirectional camera and sensors. It has no face. Wait. What's that paper-looking thing attached to the head? Stuck to Model 2's boorish rectangular head is a piece of paper with something that looks like a face on it.
It's a face, duh.
A face.
Come on, Kite, use your eyes. Also, it's not paper, it's cloth. That face is the Moss symbol of my resistance.
For whatever reason, Akio starts to pout.
Cyril wouldn't agree to putting anything on the face like horns or eyes. I asked if we could at least stick a star up on his forehead. I mean, that star is basically Gonvaro's symbol. You get that, right?
Nope, not at all. She should really be asking someone who's familiar with Gonvaro, aka not me.
He still said no.
It looks pretty cheap.
I know, right?
I thought the Model 1 was way worse. Akio glares at me, but I just let her eye lasers bounce right off of me.
Nobody's gonna think a face like that is cute.
Who cares what they think? Anything new? It still makes me... Wait! It just now occurred to me. I don't know why I'm only just now realizing this. the freaking icon picked for Kurisu. It looks better when you look at it like this. Looks sick. Subaru. I feel like I'm gonna turn around and there's gonna be like a jump scare. I was hoping to like just super zoom in super quickly on the face and jump scare. But I can't do it. The closest I can get is... It didn't work. Subaru appears from the back room. He walks over to us and bows his head in the most half-assed way possible. Good morning. So, do you still intend on engaging in yet another unproductive debate? What debate? Whether to build a face or not. She harassed me about it for an entire day. Yeah, I feel you. Agi-chan's really particular about that type of thing. She went on and on about how a robot's face is the most important part or something. Total nonsense if you ask me. Besides, I've been saying from the beginning that we should stop using Gonvaro as the base model. Why? Yashio-senpai, I assume you know all about the scandal that occurred around the summer of last year. You must be well aware of how much Gunvarl is being scrutinized these days. Yeah. Oh, that, I'm not sure if it's a good idea to talk about the final episode in front of Frau or not. The subject's pretty delicate. The content of the leaked episode, as well as the reveal that 13 staff members had mysteriously died, not to mention Koguri Minami's message. The Gunvarl scandal continues to be debated across the entire world. Subaru's not mistaken that this is the worst possible time to model an Expo robot after Gunvarl. But...
I can't give up Gunvarl. I'm not budging on this.
I knew Akio would say that. You ain't beating her.
Besides, I don't have any R3D models besides Gunvarl.
Yes, I'm fully aware. That's what I understand. There's nothing we can do about that. But a robot's face is not the most important part. Its performance and capabilities are.
You're wrong, Subaru. Appearance is more important than performance, especially in the case of bipedal robots. Otherwise, there is no point to building them in such an inefficient form.
Certainly it faces need for communication purposes, but that's only after the robot itself is functional. Besides, there was no face during the redesign phase. You can't just bring this up at the very end. Plus, if you look at Model 2 3 Euro, you can see Gunvarl in his face just fine. Isn't that enough?
But don't you think Model 2's cuteness levels are at an unacceptable low? Sure, Gumbo 1 had really fat legs and wasn't very functional, but he at least had a sense of charm to him. That's why I'm saying a robot's face is so important. Hey, you think so too, don't you, Jun? Oh, me?
Jun is flustered at the son cue to speak. Way to put her on the spot.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe. Don't tell me you actually agree with Prez Daitoku-senpai.
Well,
Juna fidgets for a bit before decisively looking up.
I think, it should be cute too. That way it's easier for people to get emotionally attached to it.
Wow, not bad for an introvert, Juna. I don't think she's ever expressed her opinion to Subaru so concisely before. What about you, Furuguri?
I do see.
Well, and you, Yashio-senpai? I prefer performance out of the two. Character performance is key if you want to reach the top of the leaderboard. Choosing a low-tier character doesn't make you special or strong, it just makes you a masochist. 2 votes each, 1 abstaining. Looks like a deadlock. At the end of the day, this debate revolves around how each of us views robots and our ideals about them. Couldn't you just say it's up to this personal preference? Sure, that's one way of putting it. Look, this is a debate that's been going on ever since I joined. No, before I even joined the Robotics Club. Arguing about it now won't get us anywhere. He has a point. Neither of them plan to back down even the slightest bit. We discussed the face and came back to an agreement early on. You'll have to make do with that. I compromised even though I didn't wish to. That face gloss is supposed to be a compromise? Besides, I've dismantled your arguments time and time again. How can you still disagree with me in spite of this, Prez? Can you even form a single logical argument against my position? If so, I'm all ears.
You big jerk!
Why am I getting attacked?
What? Hey, don't take that on me!
She messed up my hair again. Why didn't she attack Subaru? Had absolutely nothing to do with any of this.
I don't have a rebuttal, so let's get this test started.
I'm glad you understand.
One day, I'm gonna argue your face in so hard that you're gonna burst into tears.
I don't see that happening in our lifetime. Now that it's settled, let me begin by going over the important points of the test.
Before that...
Juna timidly raises her hand.
Denoji-san isn't here yet. Is it okay to start without her?
Nai-san isn't the only one absent. Nobody from Jax is present, actually.
You're right. That's odd. Usually she's here before the meeting time. Well, I guess it should be okay to go over the various precautions and the operational instructions. Kai and June are today's stars. Both of you, make sure to memorize the controls.
Controls, huh? If this were a match, that would be the most important thing to remember if I wanted to win. Alright, let me begin. The operator, sub-operator, and person responsible for the drive system in particular should pay close attention. Who's the drive system controller? Is it Sproul? I'm talking to you, Furuguri. Listen up.
I refuse.
You what?
Never mind, please continue.
Prez and I have basically been doing all the work until now, so I'm passing the baton on to you guys. Starting tomorrow and running through the month leading up to shipping day, you three will configure the settings. If you guys don't get things nice and precise, there'll be no Grand Prix at the expo.
Osu.
Yeah, whatever.
I refuse.
Enough of that.
Sad face.
Frau lowers her shoulders. I'll just leave her be. What sets Gambaro Prototype Model 2 apart from the rest of the pack are... Super pauses for a second and quickly glances around the room. The monopoles. The monopole motors. The fact that it utilizes them is its greatest unique characteristic. By using them, Model 2 has a much higher mobility than Model 1. If you operate with the same mindset you had with Model 1, you'll be surprised by how fast it is. As far as the drive system is concerned, we have Furuguri modified M45 posture control software. Getting straight to the point, it's a positioning and posture control system that syncs 3D scanning and the Iruo Street View tech in real time. According to Subaru's explanation, here's a basic rundown. Model 2 is equipped with 3D scanners on both shoulders. By scanning its surroundings, the AI automatically controls the robot's posture. Not only that, but apparently it's synced up with the Iruo Street View app. The photos that users all over the world upload into Iruo are taken with a 3D camera installed on Pokecoms. Basically, though it may be artificial, the Iruo Street View app is digitized in 3D. By referencing this data, Model 2 can more precisely identify the terrain. What makes this groundbreaking is that once a command is input, the AI predicts the future and displays its finding for the operator. With this, the operator will have the time to bring Model 2 to an emergency stop should any problems arise. It might seem like overkill since prototype Model 2 is limited in its movements, but I digress. This combined with its remote operation means that Model 2 is extremely safe. Much safer than Model 1, that's for sure. I'm extremely grateful to Subaru for that. Back when I piloted Model 1, I thought I was going to piss myself in terror. There are two operations required to make prototype Model 2 move. One is the command input. We implemented Furuguri's kill ballad system. This should feel identical to how Yashu-senpai controlled Tanagashi machine at Robo 1.
Tanagashi Machine 3 Custom.
Subaru completely ignores Akio's nitpicking. Model 2 will only execute movements that correspond to pre-registered command inputs. In other words, you can't just move it freely. So far, the only registered commands... Are we yawning? Hang on. Excuse me. So far, the only registered commands are the 3 basic moves and 1 special move. Feel free to increase this number as much as you find necessary during the settings phase. By the way, the command inputs are more difficult than KBs or the ones programmed into Tanagashi Machine. This was done for safety purposes. At this size, any kind of accident could potentially result in total disaster. This is designed to prevent accidents caused by misinputs. Outside of the command inputs, there is one other control system in place that didn't exist in Model 1. That's the laser gun mount you see over there. Oh heck yeah. Sitting by the base of Model 2's foot is what looks like a missile launch pad or some kind of gun emplacement. A cylindrical device about 2 meters long is being supported by a pedestal. At the end of the device is a handle and a set of buttons. It's connected to a large generator via a thick cord. What the hell is that thing? It's a laser beam electricity transmission device. You can thank Doc for the odd design. By firing this toward Model 2's parabolic antenna, we can power the robot. Yashu-senpai and Daitoku-senpai will take turns operating Model 2 and operating the laser beam.
Huh?
As soon as he finishes speaking, Juna's expression clearly stiffens. Please take great care not to aim the laser at another human. Yeah, we heard all about the dangers of that thing when we decide on how to power models too. Yeah, I don't want to cut somebody in half. Apparently it doesn't take much to kill someone with it. So needless to say, neither myself nor Juno really wants that kind of responsibility.
I can never operate something so scary.
Likewise, it's powerful enough to kill someone. Right? Why would anyone in their right mind allow some uncertified high schooler to use something like that?
Worry not, we have a safety device installed into it. It's designed so that it only fires when the crosshairs are aimed at Gun Build 2's parabolic antenna. If it goes off target at all, the laser will automatically shut off. Plus, we plan to make a more compact gun emplacement for the actual demo. A manufacturer that my dad knows is building a prototype for us right now, so hang tight.
Huh. Cool. That should make it harder for accidents to happen. Juno sighs in a very evident relief.
And Jack said personnel will be present when we use it, of course. I've already asked them to stop us if they feel it's even a little bit dangerous. One problem though, the laser needs to be transmitting constantly since the output level is low, otherwise the robot will shut down. Gun Build 2 is going to be moving around all over the place during a demo, right? You guys will have to keep the laser trained on the antenna even when it's moving around. We have no fix for that, sadly. Practice makes perfect. I'm sure you'll be fine since you play a lot of video games, Kai.
I don't know about that. Having good aim is key to doing well in first-person shooters. Kill Battle is a fighting game. The genre is completely different. Regardless, I suppose I am more suited to be the laser operator. In which case, you should be the main operator, Jun-chan. That way I can focus on the laser and Juna can focus on moving Model 2 around.
I'm happy just being the sub-operator.
Juna hesitantly shakes her head back and forth. But you clearly don't want to operate the laser, right?
That's only because I thought it'd be dangerous. It sounds a lot safer now. I think Mr. Kenny would prefer if you operated Model 2.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He's been fond of Juna since the Model 1 days. He might even give us more money if Juna steps up to the plate as the main operator.
No, really, I'm fine as a sub. Someone skilled like Yashio-kun should control the robot.
Model 2 is nothing like a hobby robot. It doesn't require skill to operate. Anyone can do it. All you have to do is input the necessary commands at the correct time. We're basically just there to draw in customers. There's nothing more to it. That's kind of sucky to just say, Subaru. Four Eyes, you could at least try to be a little thoughtful with how you word things. That was kind of just a dick thing to say. Nice job, genius. You basically just told Juna that she brings nothing to the table and can be easily replaced. You're a dickhead. You know what? Your punishment. Your punishment. Stare at your stupid face. If nothing else, compared to a cocky guy with a big mouth. Is that supposed to be me? A petite woodland creature-esque girl would probably attract more spectators.
Subaru, are you complimenting her or insulting her?
That I actually don't know.
Why can't you just say that Juna's suited to be the main operator because she's cute?
Come on, somebody say that!
I'm sorry.
Why is Juna apologizing? That's my thing. I do that all the time.
Anyway, personally, I like to work with Yashio-kun and do our best together. I just don't feel up to the test, so, I think I'll just stick to being the sub.
Well, if you insist, Jun-chan, I guess I got no choice. And so ends my master plan to push all the responsibility onto her. Man, Juna really is nothing but earnest, huh?
Alright, so Kai remains our main operator with June serving as the sub-operator. Nothing has changed. Guys, be sure to master both the command inputs and the laser gun emplacement. In fact, maybe all of us should learn how to operate both, not just Kai and June.
We should avoid a situation where Model 2 doesn't work because one of us is out for the count.
I'm sorry for being late.
Isn't it nice Sun finally shows up? She apologetically lowers her head time and time again.
Our meeting lasted longer than I expected. A meeting? On a Sunday? Yeah.
Is it just me, or is she trying to avoid talking about it?
Anyhow, you're starting the test one, right? Harunaka-san will be here soon, so let's get to it. Go team, go!
Naishan shoots her fist into the air. She's just as excited as Akio is today.
Then, I guess Frabao can explain the control scheme next.
Proud is sitting by the wall. When called, she sluggishly rises to her feet. She looks a little bit better. Maybe.
I keep telling you, it's the same as Killbot Noob, the SMH. We know that, but it's not exactly the same, right? Maybe so, Colonel, but... Here, I'll just pass around the command list. This is for you, Ashia-senpai.
Frau, keeping her head lowered, sneaks a small piece of paper into my hand. Why is she pretending this is some kind of secret? On the piece of paper are 5 different commands. Advance, strafe, 90-degree turn, crouch, and pose. As Super mentioned earlier, all the commands require at least 3 button inputs. The controls are annoyingly precise and feel like the ones you'd find on a character designed for pro players. It'll take some practice, but as long as I get the timing down, I should be fine. Should be a piece of cake compared to KB. The guy did say, even though I'm not going to be using it for the most part, I do remember reading that I should at least keep making a save every now and then just to be safe. So, here. Because, like I said before, the guide told me that there is, bad endings you can get. So, while I can just use the daily records, might as well. The only exception is the crouch command. This one requires 2 inputs. I quickly memorize the commands and pass the list to Juna.
So the ones that says pose is the performance we'll be doing at the expo. By inputting this command, Maltu will perform a set of moves in one go. It lasts for about 20 seconds.
Apparently Juna's mocap performance has already been programmed into the system.
Frabao, you're still adjusting the #1 pulverizer, right?
Frau nods.
We're planning on adding 1 more pose for the performance. But we're waiting on Frabao to finish making adjustments. I intend to keep adding more moves in over the course of the expo. By the way, we don't intend on giving it movable fingers.
Though it can grab things. Sounds useless. Let's just say there's room for improvement in future updates.
Remember how I told you all to download the KB system app to your Pokecons the other day? Are we all set there?
Frau messaged me about it the day before yesterday. I've already downloaded it.
If you boot that up, you'll connect to Slender Gunvaro's eyes.
Slender Gunvaro?
Yep, the last one was Stumpy Gunvaro. This one is Slender Gunvaro.
Her naming sense leaves something to be desired.
Oh, and if everyone boots up the KB system around the same time, everyone can connect. But only the first person to connect can take control. If you want to pass the controls to another person, you just have to log out once. Then the second player who connected will be given control.
Auto-detection.
Exactly. That is indeed correct.
Despite making endless excuses, Frau really came through for us with an impressive system. About what I expect from our genius programmer. So, can I move it now? Not yet. It's still hanging from a crane. Prototype Model 2 can't stand on its own. Just like a hobby robot, it needs to be powered on in order for each motor to activate. Only then can it stand. When it's not turned on, it doesn't have the necessary power to keep itself standing, just like a newborn baby. Without power, the joints in the legs can't withstand its own weight. They crush flat under it all. I feel like my chair was just about to snap in half. Supplying power gives the robot just enough juice to keep itself standing upright. Electrical power will be supplied to the robot via laser to its parabolic antenna. Said antenna is on Model 2's back. Its back is currently against the wall, so it can't receive power. In order to power it up, Model 2 has to be moved to the center of the building via ceiling crane. According to Subaru's explanation, Gunbuild 2 executes the crouch command automatically upon shutting down. He also informs us that whenever we finish operating it, we always have to end it in the crouch state, or else it'll topple over and we'll have problems.
Alright, let's get to work. I can't wait to see Gunbuild 2 in motion.
Nice son calls out to us with a huge smile on her face. She might be the most excited person in the room. Even I'm getting amped up somehow. As per the usual, Harunaka-san operates the ceiling crane and pulls Model 2 to the center of the room. I'm on support duty for Juna, who is currently in charge of the laser gun. Juna holds the grip at the end of the gun and presses the irradiation button. At that point, the device still does nothing. Looks like the safety mechanism is working properly. Right next to us is a power generator about the size of a light motor vehicle running at full capacity. This outputs a large amount of energy. The merit of wireless electricity transmission is that this thing doesn't have to be loaded into a robot's body. Model 2 was built specifically to perform at the expo, so the generator doesn't need to be able to move around. And so, while we end up having to use this annoying laser transmission system, the robot also loses a dramatic amount of weight. In regard to the laser gun, it has proper iron sights, much like a real gun. I tell Juna to aim down the sights and point the tip toward the parabolic antenna on Model 2. Juna moves as told and aligns the iron sights with the antenna.
Meow.
A visible red laser beam immediately and silently fires out of the gun.
Wow, that's amazing.
If any of us touch that, our skin melt right off. I'll definitely be keeping my distance. The beam hits the dish of the parabolic antenna and gathers in one place through the condensing lens.
The battery has begun charging. It should be able to move. Subaru, let gun build 2 down.
Subaru asks Harunaka-san to operate the crane, and Model 2's dangling feet are slowly lowered to the ground.
Hurry, I'm turning gun build 2 on.
The most tense part of the test is here. The only person in our audience is Nai-san. The JAXA workers who advised us and Mr. Sinamiya aren't here for some reason. We asked Dr. Khan, but he said he was busy developing some new equipment or something. This is weird. Michi is asleep in the car parked outside, and Mr. Candy isn't here either. We didn't advertise this to the public, so nobody's here to watch this go down. Which means that right now it's just the 5 Robotics Club members, Nai-san and Harunaka-san on the crane. 7 people total. Akio looks far more composed than she did during the Model 1 test. Juno, once terrified of robots, is firmly gripping the laser gun, holding her breath and watching Model 2 attentively. Even our resident shut-in Frau is present and accounted for. Despite the tough situation with his dad, Subaru is here nonetheless, albeit in secret. 4 months have passed since summer came and went. The Robotics Club finally grown a little. Subaru, Frau, and Juna. We freely made use of their strength. Cooperate with them. The 5 of us, although I didn't really do anything, built this new giant robot and are trying to breathe life into it. Akio shoves her hand into her skirt pocket and reverently pulls out a switch that fits in the palm of her hand. On the black rectangular box is a round red button. Nice and simple. Is that the activation switch from Model 2? Could have used cloud computing to manage the drive system. Not only would we have been able to control Model 2 from a Pokecom, we'd be able to turn the power on and off as well. However, after the incident in Tokyo with the Robotics industry, Frau wanted to avoid that. And that's the reason why the power switch is this clunky, unimpressive button. I have next to no idea how it works though. But in terms of creating a sense of mystique, it might actually just be right.
Nice-san, please make the final call. Okay, the activation test is a go.
Nai-san seems really into this. Hearing her response, Akio looks at me and nods firmly.
Gun build project prototype Model 2, power on! Lift off!
With her declaration, Akio forcefully pushes the button in her hand. I'm scared about what's about to happen. I'm gonna be real with you. I don't predict anything good, to be honest with you. I think we're reaching the part of one of these science adventure games. Usually, the dread and fear of these games, of the rest of the series, happens very early on, like the dread and fear and the feelings of me wanting to tear my mind into little tiny ribbons. Normally that happens at the beginning, but now we're only just now getting to it, and I'm starting to remember how much I want to scream. Here it goes! All the motors in Model 2 begin creaking to life as the drive starts up. It kind of looks like a sleepy old man waking up and slowly standing up to attention. Although I suppose that's not just limited to old dudes. The 3D scanners on the robot's shoulders shoot narrow laser beams at the wall and floor. Can those lasers kill people?
Nah, they're just infrared lasers. Slender gun barrel is activated. OS operating at normal capacity. A laser scanner is loading surrounding map data. There's a scan in progress.
Frau's apparently receiving telemetry data. She looks at her Pokecom and reads out the info.
Battery charge at 0.5%. If you stop sending power, Slender gun barrel will cease functioning immediately. Wait, does that mean this job is really important? Karate-senpai, make sure you aim straight. Awesome. However, all systems are green for the time being. Current control priority is with Yashio-senpai's Pokecom. Woohoo! I'm getting hyped up! Blast the spirits! Gun barrel!
Aki-chan, you're getting too excited. We're releasing the wires! Here it comes! The wires connecting Model 2 to the ceiling crane are all detached. The scaffolding is also moved away. As of right now, Model 2 is completely standing on its own. Not only that, it shows no signs of falling over either.
Things are going well. Alright, Kai. It's time for the big momentous first step.
Model 2's control priority rests with my Pokecom, meaning only I can control it. I start up the Kill Battle system app. I'm asked to register the camera's neutral. Oh my god, I just realized what this is. At the very beginning of the game, we got a slight glimpse of what's going to happen in the future. This is going to be like the view that we saw. Not the exact same view, obviously. Not the exact same scene, but this is going to be kind of like the interface that we saw at the beginning of the game. Isn't it?
First, register the camera's neutral position, please. After doing that, the camera directions will sync with the Pokecom's built-in gyro controls.
I hold my Pokecom up to my face and register that as the neutral position. On the monitor, I see the inside walls of the building from a position 8 meters off the ground. It's real-time footage from the omnidirectional camera on top of Model 2's head. Oh, this feels more like KB than Tanagashi a Machine did.
Of course. If you move your Pokemon in any direction, the camera will move along with it.
I'm using motion controls! I'm using motion control! Why was that the first thing that came to mind? Oh, look at all that. Where am I? Why do I not exist? Why do I not exist in this purgatory or whatever? Is that going to be the big secret of this game? Does Kai not exist? Is he just a figment of everyone's imagination? I try it out, and the scenery on screen moves accordingly. I tilt downward, I can see Akio looking up. Hello. Hello. Small people. I also spot Juna gripping the laser gun, and both Frau and I fiddling with our Pokecoms. I don't see me!
Having said, it doesn't seem with Gunbuild 2's face, of course.
The phase is just decorative after all, plus since it's an omnidirectional camera, there's no need to move it. Even I understand that. Alright, should I take the first step?
Go ahead, gun barrel, launch!
Is this going to require an input to actually do? I might fail it just to see what happens. I quickly input the advanced command. I might just let it fail to see what happens. I'm a bad person for doing this. If it does that. It reacts immediately. Okay, no. It doesn't actually. Model 2's body shakes as many motors activate before it leans slightly to the left. It lifts its right foot up. Then the right leg smoothly takes a step forward. The joints are in the ankle, knee, and groin. The servo motors in both legs work perfectly together, with the sound of the gears turning together erupting forth. I am moving. I am alive. The right foot lands on the ground, and the left side returns to neutral in response. Just like that, its body is perfectly parallel again. One giant step from robot kind. Then the body leans to the right. This time the left foot rises up. It continues on and moves forward. I am alive! It stops moving when both legs are side by side again. The series of motions is attached to the advance command. It took a little over 10 seconds for Model 2 to walk two steps. The whole process was so smooth that it felt like something made by professionals. I think back on Model 1 6 months ago and how much of a struggle it was for it to take a single step.
So, hey, Kai, what do you think?
This is awesome! It's nothing like how slow Model 1 was. Nai-san's cheeks are flushed in excitement as she claps her hands in fierce applause.
That was incredible! I'm deeply moved. The technical strength on display here is hardly what you'd expect from high schoolers. Every member of the Robotics Club is totally amazing! I knew I was right about you guys. Oh, and it's amazing watching it in person, but using Ebro really makes it feel like Gunfaro is moving. We get 2 delicious flavors in one bite.
I'm not sure you managed to describe this like it was food, but whatever. It's completely true that for everyone here in attendance, that first step had a huge effect on them. Looking up at the crane, Harunaka-san is giving Subaru a powerful handshake. Subaru is grinning wryly in pride. Subaru is usually calm and collected, but he was the center of Model 2's design. I'm guessing he must be super happy about this. Even I never could have predicted our little project would end up like this. This robot of ours might actually stand a chance at the expo. I truly feel that way.
There's just one thing.
Nai-san's expression suddenly darkens. She opens her mouth slowly, like it's hard for her to put words together.
I know this is really sudden, but by next week we're going to have all of you leave the building. Huh?
Whoa, hey now, this really is sudden.
What do you mean by that? Remember how I said I was an emergency meeting? I think the chief will explain in detail, but it's been decided that we're going to be launching a rocket from Tanegashima again. The first one in 5 years.
Oh.
Whoa.
I don't like this. This doesn't feel good. Why now all of a sudden? Why launching a rocket now all of a sudden? Is this the first step? Is this like the beginning of the end? Is this the beginning of Project Atom taking effect? Really? Talk about breaking news. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't excited. Maybe even more so than when Model 2 moved just now. I was convinced that the TNSC would never launch another rocket again.
Yeah, and the first Sasaki office is closest to the launch site, you know? Which means that this whole area is off limits during the launch. We have security to consider, so we were told we wouldn't be able to lend you all the space anymore. I'm so sorry.
Nai-san bows her head deeply.
We are just about to enter the settings phase. This is the worst possible timing. For about June, why the long faces? This is amazing news. We get to see a rocket launch on Tanegashima again. I'm super hyped. I bet Dad must feel the same way right about now.
Akio's speaking from the heart. She's not just trying to be strong right now. She's probably right about her dad too. He stayed on as chief believing that this day would come. Akio knew that. But Frau's right. The timing couldn't be any worse. If we had one more month, we wouldn't have to get kicked out. So, we absolutely have to be out of here within a week.
Yeah. I tried to negotiate an extension, but they wouldn't even consider it. I'm still just a newbie, so I have no real sway in things. I'm so sorry.
Whenever the TNSC has a launch, the rockets usually arrive on the island months before the launch date. Simultaneously, Jackson and the manufacturer send engineers here to start assembling a rocket in the VAB. The VAB is right through the gate in front of the first Osaki office and up the hill. Considering all that, it's really sudden to have to push this out within the week. Yeah, none of this makes sense. This feels all too sudden. Why?
To be perfectly honest, this launch was decided on just after entering the new year. Things are really hectic right now. Nobody's ever heard of a schedule this quite crazy. To be honest, even I'm confused by it all.
Nai-san seems full of regret, but at the end of the day, the TNSC is a launch site. This is what they do. We were lent this space for free. We have no right to complain. And so with that, we have to withdraw. Fortunately, Jackson will provide vehicles with which to transport Model 2, so we don't need to do much prep work. Considering we just had a successful Model 2 test run, I can't but feel like we've hit a major bump in the road. After hearing the news yesterday, I've been getting even more and more hyped. At this point, I'm practically buzzing with excitement. This is the most excited I've ever been for anything ever. I'm kind of surprised at myself. I didn't think I'd liked rockets this much. Before my eyes passes a large truck carrying a nearly 4-meter tall cylinder part, moving at around 2 to 3 kilometers per hour. Prefectural Road 586 was built in 2010 to connect Minami to the Tanegashima Space Center. The road is optimized for transporting rocket parts and is pretty much the only 3-lane road on Tanegashima. Naturally, the road was built with this wide to smoothly transport rocket parts. It's been 6 to 7 years since the TNSD would launch nearly 3 rockets a year. The sight in front of me knocked me way back in time. Whenever it was time for a launch, parts would arrive a few months before our launch at Shimama Harbor on the western end. It's a little less than 20 kilometers from the harbor to the TNSC, located on the southeastern end of the island. From National Highway 58, they cut through the center of Minami, then jump onto Prefectural Road 586. The vehicles move at a walking pace so when they come through town, there was plenty of time to go and watch. And so today, with no classes to attend, I've come to watch. The rocket parts are painted black. The H-2A rockets were painted white, so these leave quite a different impression. When it comes to black rockets, the first thing that comes to mind is the Soviet Soyuz rocket, but that was painted a dark green, which is not exactly black. Apparently, JAXA is entrusting a private enterprise with this launch. That explains why everything's so weird and different from years ago. In the past, I'd often come to watch the rockets like this. Kai, I need you to lock in for a second and realize how odd this is. I need you to lock in, gamer. For one, the road has always been close to my house. And back then, I had a silly, unattainable dream of becoming an astronaut. But most of all...
Hey Kai, look! They're going to put it all together and play it up and up until it gets to space! Alright, stuff. It's not just people who have it, rockets do too! Go, hot dog, go!
Like that, Misani would call out the rocket parts being slowly carried along the road. Thinking back on it now, she was a pretty strange high school girl. I didn't dislike that about her back then. Or now. Hot dog. I start whispering it, but an old lady standing nearby gives me an odd look, so I hurriedly look away. Can't help as a pained smile forces its way across my face. Maybe I'll buy a hot dog at the convenience store. Alonso is within walking distance from here, so why not? That'll be the end of my break. After that, I'll be back to my original goal, hunting down the Kimijima report. Sister Centipede, tell me today's location candidates.
Understood.
Despite having to pull out from the TNSC, our tests just immediately pick up again with the expo rapidly approaching. According to Subaru and Frau, there are issues popping up all over due to the hurried construction. We're fucked. We're running these tests to take care of them one by one. That's how we go about adjusting Model 2 settings, repeating things over and over again. Until the transport truck prepared for us by JAXA arrives, we have no choice but to awkwardly continue our tests here. So to be perfectly honest, I'm more interested in the VAB that's basically right next to us. It's practically killing me! The launch date is scheduled for late February. Compared to the schedule for the H-2A rockets, it's crazy fast. Oh, and that reminds me, I saw some people from the mass media earlier this morning. Apparently the reopening of TNSC has become quite the conversation piece in Tokyo.
Kai, your power's lights cut off, you're spacing out! Stay focused!
Oh crap. I shift gears and regrip the handle of the laser gun. I then fix the iron sights onto the parabolic antenna. When the target aligns, the gun automatically fires its high output laser. We're currently doing a walking test with June as the pilot. The sight of the giant robot lumbering around is imposing, even more since we're indoors. That said, the walk cycle is a little bit stiff. It actually steps in, overall movement is fairly smooth. It's just that after taking 2 steps, it'll occasionally stop for a few seconds. It takes a step, then it goes to move the other leg. that's when it'll sometimes stop for around 3 or 4 seconds. It's extremely frustrating to watch. Why is this happening, you ask? Juno's failing at consecutive inputs. To make Model 2 advance, you just have to input the advance command. However, that'll only move it 2 steps. To make it continue walking, as soon as the previous action completes, another advance command has to be input. Repeating this at length will result in uninterrupted walking. But Juno's timing is incredibly off.
Hey, Christ, Senpai, you're missing too many inputs.
The command for advancing consists of 3 well-timed consecutive button presses. As to why such a basic action requires a complex input, apparently it's for safety reasons. We're dealing with an 8-meter tall giant robot. Even taking a single step is incredibly dangerous. Imagine what would happen if someone was standing at its feet and it started advancing due to an accidental input. To prevent that, all of Model 2's actions are set to require at least 3 button presses. Problem is, this means that even the most basic process of making Model 2 walk requires a 3-button input. Killbot has me used to stuff like this, but Juno's no gamer. This might be a bit too much for her. Speaking of which, she doesn't look the least bit relaxed as she controls Model 2. Her gaze keeps fidgeting back and forth between the Pokécom control system screen and the robot itself. She's such a mess that just watching her is irritating me. Jun-chan, you really shouldn't look at the robot so much.
But
Always try to keep your eyes on the game screen.
if I do that, I won't be able to see Model 2-chan's surroundings.
Makes sense that your field of view in an FPS is narrow. I'm used to KB, so it feels perfectly normal. Then how about not looking at the screen at all? Hold it like you would if you were controlling the honorary crabs. That'd actually be a bad thing for the omnidirectional camera to feed into the Pokécom screen. If you're so indecisive about where to look, you're not going to be able to react in time should an unexpected situation suddenly pop up. Though unlike KB, it's not like we're fighting someone. I doubt anything unexpected is going to happen.
Okay, I got it. I appreciate the advice.
I have my way of doing things, and Juno has hers. Rather than pushing mine on hers, it's important for Juno to find what works best for her. The robot starts walking again. In terms of size, the facility is maybe 50 meters in length. Walking for 15 or 16 steps brings Model 2 to a wall. The operator must then input a 90-degree turn command twice, or 180 degrees total, and head back. On the return trip, the parabolic antenna is out of sight of the laser gun, so I get to take a break.
All things considered, this is pretty lame, huh?
Nice-Sun comes up beside me and smiles wryly as she whispers. It is. Even I think so. Advance, do a 180-degree turn after reaching the wall, do that for 20 sets. Next, crab walk across the building and back, another 20 sets. Jun-chan and I take turns operating for both. Advancing, turning, and crab walking, practicing the basic commands by repeating them over and over again.
Who came up with the training course? Subaru-kun? Akio-chan?
Yours truly.
Oh, how unexpected.
Nice-Sun looks at me in the eyes with a mischievous smile on her face.
I didn't think you'd enjoy doing something so lame.
I'm wounded. You completely misunderstand me. I don't think there's anyone in the world who likes practice via repetition as much as I do. As the second best KBA player in the world, I'm constantly putting an effort into labbing every single day. Even now, I'll practice the same KB combo over and over before going to bed. If I didn't do that, my skills would falter, and I'd be surpassed in the rankings by other players just like that.
Well, you have my apologies. This training course does make sense, though.
This isn't just to train me and Juno. This is so we can adjust the settings as well. Frau's constantly gathering telemetry data. She accounts for our habits as operators and then makes minute adjustments. We're getting a feel for the controls. Both Juno and I each have our own unique quirks when it comes to operating Model 2. Command input reception timing. The lag between input and output. Frau said the UI can be optimized for things like that. Additionally, by providing the auto balancer with experience, the data will allow its precision to increase dramatically.
Like you guys said, this is totally lame.
Akio joins the conversation.
If this was an anime, it'd absolutely get canceled because of low ratings. Who wants to watch a giant armorless robot lumber around forever? You could at least mix in Gumbarl's pose or something. Oh, and I want to come up with some new moves too.
We've already decided on doing that after we withdraw off from here and move back to the hangar. Right now, the most important thing is for Junchan and I to get used to the controls. Though if you tell me that's not necessary, I wouldn't mind skipping out on the practice.
Sorry. It's just that I'm the only one with nothing to do. Subaru said that as president I should be supervising everything, but
I like how he's telling the president what she should be doing. Maybe he's the one actually pulling the strings. Speaking of which, Subaru isn't here for today's test. Not only does he have his dad to deal with, he still has classes to attend, unlike us third years. Please pay no mind to our other second year Frau, who is currently skipping school entirely.
well, if you put that the other way, that means I don't have any actual work, right? It was exciting watching him move first, but I'm bored. Are you losing focus? That's no good. You're the person in charge after all. Your job is to keep a watchful eye on everything and make sure no problems pop up. That holds true for when you go to the expo too. You're right, but I think I'm better suited for grunt work is all.
You did plenty of that all the way up to Model 2's completion. You can afford to take a little break.
You're not listening. I want to get more and more hyped up. You're like a tuna. Excuse me? They die if they don't keep swimming. Oh yeah, that's telling me.
I'd be willing to swap places. I point to the laser gun with my eyes. I'm gonna go take a look at the rockets transports again.
Not happening. You need to make up for all the time you've been skipping out.
Is that so? I mostly just don't want to be stuck here doing tests every single day. I don't actually plan on going to watch the rocket transports. The real reason I want to get away is because we've broken into 2020 and I still haven't found the last Kimijima report. The reason I skipped yesterday and made excuses is because I'm looking for that last report. After about 30 minutes of watching the transports, I spent the rest of the time searching the island. I've been doing this since the end of last year. With no classes, I've been searching at night as well. All my attempts have been in vain, and on top of that, my own mother thinks I'm a delinquent now. I didn't think it'd be this hard to find. Fortunately, Sister Centipede's still operational and has been providing tips as to where the last report might be. This time, even Sister Centipede seems to be throwing in the towel. I'm getting more and more impatient. The Kimijima reports predicted a large solar storm in 2020. It may only be January, but that doesn't change the fact that it's 2020. It's completely possible that today or tomorrow, a solar storm of the same scale as last year's, or even bigger, will hit Earth. But while I'm feeling increasingly impatient, I'm also feeling hesitant about finding the last report. Unlike the previous ones, Kimijima Report number 7 isn't a detailed description of the future. Activating it will distribute the Kimijima reports around the world. It's like a key that will unlock the truth for the public. As far as I'm concerned, everything contained in these reports is completely true. There's no doubt in my mind. But even then, there's still a 0.1% chance that they end up being nothing but lies. Dispersing the Kimijima reports around the world could cause unnecessary chaos, which has me feeling a tad hesitant. This isn't the sort of thing that a rural high school kid should be responsible for. Man, what have I gotten myself into? Yet, here I am, still searching. I've already come this far, there's no turning back now.
Hey Kai, your aim's off again.
Whoops. The robot's already finished making its turn. I can see the parabolic intended for my position. I hurriedly aligned the iron sights with it. While Model 2 is equipped with batteries, they're rather small. They have a 3-minute operational limit. And that's why it's ideal to keep the laser aimed on Model 2 as it moves. And the robot suddenly stops moving again.
You're making more mistakes than before, by the way. If I don't look at the screen, I can't press the buttons properly.
Juno complains, but she still keeps following my advice, refusing to take her eyes off Model 2.
I'm sorry that I can't make you move right, Model 2-chan.
You'll get the hang of it soon.
June, put a blast of spirit into it. It's okay. Keep trying. Oh, Sue.
Mistakes be damned, she's nothing like the girl who used to be scared of robots only half a year ago. Hey, Jun-chan, does Model 2 still scare you?
Huh?
Juno's hand stopped moving as I talked to her. Looks like she can't talk and operate at the same time.
Nope, not at all. When I'm operating her, she moves just like I want her to. She even moves just like me. In some ways, she sort of feels like another me.
Wild.
Is that weird? Not at all.
Akio happily wraps her arms around Juno.
I'm so proud, super duper ultra happy that you like robots now, June. My brainwashing worked.
Poor Juno probably has no idea how to react to your bragging. Well, I guess I can't deny that Akio's pushiness might have had a tiny bit of an effect on her. Akio's perspective.
The sky is a pale blue. While gazing up at said sky, I hummed the Gunvarl themed song to myself. It's the Season 1 theme, my favorite. It's also the ending theme, so its melody has a bit of a somber feeling to it. I think it fits our current situation perfectly. After the last few days of testing, we'll finally be transporting Gunbuild 2 to the old airport in Nakatane. Gunbuild 2's been loaded atop a large truck. I stretch my arms out as it shakes and jolts. I feel like I'm an old lady leisurely driving a tractor after finishing the day's farm work. Car after car passes by us from behind. I remain seated in the truck bed and gaze far out at the ever-changing scenery that slowly drifts by. There are sugarcane fields stretching for miles and miles. It's almost time for harvest, so they're way taller than me. I like listening to them rustle as they sway in the wind. This kind of tranquil scenery really doesn't match the visual of the giant Gunbuild 2 thing in the truck bed. Just yesterday, the truck that Nai-san got for us arrived at TNSC, which basically meant it was time for us to haul our butts out of the first Osaki office. We split up the upper and lower body of Gunbuild 2 yesterday, then loaded them onto 2 trucks the first thing in the morning. Us third years basically have no classes, so June and I were both there for it. Kai's on standby at the old airport. I can't say I'm happy about all this. Feels like we're being forced to retreat after a brutal defeat in battle. It's not like we represent the island or anything, and we're not in any place to complain either. I guess it feels like nobody really needs us at all, so I still feel pretty sad about it. With Gunbuild 1, things turned out the way they did because of our inexperience. It sucked, but I accept what happened. But with Gunbuild 2, with all our powers combined, we made something we could all be proud of. Yet, it feels like we've all been thrown away. I'm seriously worried. Meanwhile, June is sleeping soundly next to me, back against Gunvarl. I had heard that she could fall asleep anywhere, but seeing as how she's doing it here of all places, she must not get much sleep at all. She's got chores to do and she's still practicing karate. She told me that because of all that, she tries to find time for sleep whenever she can, even if it's only for 1 to 2 minutes. For example, even on a truck bed in the middle of a cold winter's day. If I leave her like this, she might catch a cold. I tried poking June's cheek with my fingertip. Oh, you're mad soft. Yes, June's always had a baby face, but the springiness of her skin might even be more useful than mine. And I'm jealous. If only I'd gone out for sports. Meh, wishing for the impossible isn't gonna get me anywhere. What if June's lying about her age? What if she's younger than she lets on? She's short and looks like a junior high kid, so... Her eyelids twitch slightly, but she shows no sign of waking up. The wind blows. It's getting chilly. There's about 10 kilometers separating the Tanegashima Space Center and the hangar in Nakatane. The truck we're riding in is plodding along at around 10 kilometers per hour, even slower when we go up a hill. It's been around 30 minutes since we started moving. And we're probably a little under halfway there. We still got a ways to go. I look up at Gunbuild 2's lower body lying on the truck bed. He's currently split up into 2 chunks. The upper body is in the other truck driving ahead of us. Nai-san's in the passenger seat of that one. And for the record, both drivers are JAXA personnel. It's huge! I hear the shrill voice of a kid. When I look in the voice's direction, I find 2 elementary schoolers. They're both wearing backpacks and heading in the same direction as us. One is a boy wearing a yellow hoodie and a black backpack. The other is in shorts with a blue backpack. Are they heading home from school? Naturally, their eyes are focused on the truck bed we're riding in, or more specifically, Gunbuild 2. Our eyes happen to meet, so I wink at them as the friendly young lady I am. The two boys look at each other, then look back at me without as much of a smile. Is that a rocket? Well, that was unexpected. Close. They're a robot, not a rocket. A robot? Doesn't look like it. It's just junk. I want to see a rocket. Oh, this is a little... No, this is a lot annoying. With the worst timing possible, the truck stops at a red light. As do the children. Time to show these kids a thing or two. Can you two use Iburo? When the two boys nod, I put on a smug smile and point at Gunbuild 2 behind my back. Take a look. Prepare to be amazed. The boys whip out their Pokecoms and do as told. Holding the screen them up at face height, they peer through the screen. Whoa, what is that? Gunbarl's legs. Ew, she sang Gunbarl. Nobody cares about that old crappy robot. Crappy robot? Both of you, sit down this instant. Big Sis gonna teach you about the lesson. Run away! The boys flee just after light turns green and the truck starts. I lost my chance to chase him down, leaving me with nothing but leftover shock and anger boiling in my chest. I fear for the future of Japan. You're shouting. Did something happen?
Kids are about to die.
June sleepily tilts her head towards me. Good morning, June. Akio-chan, did something sad happen? Yeah. Very sad. I wonder if everyone's hearts have already grown apart from Gunbarl. At least that's how it's starting to feel to me. Alongside last year's episode leak were rumors that a large chunk of the staff had died mysteriously, as well as other stuff. Even then, I guess I just wasn't ready to hear those kids call Gunvarl an old, crappy robot. For someone like me who loves Gunvarl to the moon and back, it really hurts. June, do you mind letting me cry into your chest for a little? Clinging to June's chest, a trickle of tears dripped down my cheek.
No. No, that just made me feel sad. Here's Gunvarl Prototype Model 1. Let's see what the tweets have to say. In the video of Gunbuild 2 that we filmed for the expo, it'd be better if, aside from our meet and greet part, Gunbuild 2 looked cooler. I want to add awesome BGM and SFX, but S-Kun won't let me. I wonder if that'll be fine. Why use them, if I might ask? This might be my first time riding in the back of the truck, leaving TNSC. Even though we hassled them a bit, the students agreed to our request with big smiles. The kids on this island are all really nice. I want to help them as much as I can. I did something bad to my daughter and her friends. It was security protocol, but we had to kick them out, but my daughter still rooted for me. That was such a relief. I promise that we will both try our best. Alright, I think I'm going to go ahead and end it here for today. So, thank you all so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and hope to see you all later. Peace.